Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well today. We're going to take a look at Saturn and Aries that is happening on May 24th, 2025. I do want to give you a refresh of Saturn. Saturn can represent bosses and mentors. It can represent fathers. It gives you lessons to help you grow within your power and your tenacity. It can also be where self-sabotaging tendencies are, but it can also help you with those self-sabotaging tendencies by showing you the power that you have within. It is where you grow slowly and take your time, which means that you may visit a lesson over and over again. This could also be a representation of loss. Now, when Saturn makes something leave your life, is so that you can find that courage within to understand that it was good for you or that you can overcome it. In some astrology aspects, Saturn could represent karma, karma that needs to be burned. And this could have been karma from a past life that needs to be overcome to propel you to your next life. But Saturn in Aries will structure and give you that authority as the individual. This can also create chaos in the collective because they will want to rebel if that authority isn't giving them their individual need. Saturn represents authority and bosses and father figures, work, slow lessons to power. You are being taught by Saturn how to embrace your power as the individual. This could mean that you have to structure your life with boundaries to promote growth and success. This could also mean that an authority figure places their rules and structures upon you to help you grow. Power struggles could be at play because sometimes humans have a difficult time growing and structuring their life for the better. That is where those self-sabotaging tendencies could come in with Saturn, okay? Because Aries mixed in could give some type of form of rebellion. But Saturn will prevail in its lessons of showing you who you truly are and what you can become. You will overcome the fears of being your own leader, physically and emotionally. You will grow tenacity and confidence and understand that you have power, choices, and understand that you yourself can get through anything and come out as a warrior. This transit will also have you restructuring your truths, but that will happen when Saturn goes retrograde. You will learn how to become your own parent, your own father within. So I'm going to go over all the signs. Please watch your sun, moon, and rising sign to get a full picture of how this is happening within your world. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Comment, let me know how this is working out, and I'll see you soon. Hi Aquarius, I hope you're doing well today. This is for Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. We're going to take a look at the Saturn and Aries that's happening for the next 3 years in your chart. So we have the third house activated. The third house is the environment you grew up in. Communication, vehicles, laptops, things that are gadgets, right? It's also your mindset, small education, moving, media and writing, skills and learning abilities. There are people in this house, such as aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and neighbors and siblings. Okay? Saturn is an authority figure, right? Saturn is structure. Can bring in any type of structure that's needed within this house, such as structuring you within your mindset, helping you structure or lead those people, or those people become leaders for you, right? Aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and siblings, and neighbors. Now, Saturn is also represented by loss. When Saturn's activated in anybody's chart, it can be loss. Okay, so there could be a loss of those relatives, or it could be a situation to where Saturn is playing out of structure or structuring any type of fears that you have of moving, of anything that you've been afraid of individually. When it comes to your mindset, something could be surrounding a story of such with those people, and there could be some type of fear that you have with those people. Okay, and Saturn can play out of trying to structure that within you so that it no longer is a fear. Okay, third house can also represent public speaking. It can represent sales. And there could be a fear surrounding that, and Saturn plays out as you taking authority over that, okay? Or getting a small education, or being on media. Now, Saturn is also leadership. Saturn is also power. And Saturn is trying to show you your authority and power within this house some way, somehow. And that could play out as you hold the authority of what you communicate, or you hold the authority of receiving that communication, okay? You hold the authority of, how can I say this? Like maybe you're insecure when you get an idea, or maybe you're insecure whenever things come to your mind about a situation. Saturn is trying to show you that you hold authority within your body, within your power to take structure over that idea. You're capable of placing it within your reality. Okay. Also, the environment that you grew up in, there could be things that are surrounding that within your psyche. There could be belief systems surrounding it, or a story surrounding it, and Saturn is trying to show you that you hold authority here, that you're capable of changing the story, that you're capable of changing that belief system surrounding the environment you grew up in. Okay. Saturn can also be represented as authority figures or fathers, people that hold the pants in your family, or people that seem of authority around you. There could be somebody stepping in to help you structure that psyche, to help you structure how you have your mindset. And that could be like stoicism. You learn how to use stoicism within your world of gaining the power inside. Or this could be just some type of person that comes along that either you find on media, or it could be those people, aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, neighbors, or siblings that help you structure your mindset to get you in the right place, to get you in the right way of thinking. Saturn being activated in the third house could make you feel like you are losing your identity. Maybe an identity crisis. Okay, work is activated with Saturn. There could be a loss of a job, right? And it's an identity crisis. Or something happens to those people that you were very close to, or a father figure, and it makes you feel like you're losing your identity or going through some type of psychosis, right? Saturn can implement that fear to push structure. Saturn can implement a breakdown of what you're actually telling yourself versus the reality that you're in. Does that make any sense? Is pushing that power to you of the third house to take structure, to implement a strategy, to implement a plan, to push you toward a different type of path to a new identity that's more powerful, more individual, can be more passion, right, within you. All right, so let's look at what Aries rules. Aries rules the first house, and in the first house is you. And you are over the internet. You are over the masses. You are over your hopes, dreams, and goals. Okay? Aquarius deals with the internet. It deals with groups, clubs, and affiliations that you have. And you are over these. People look at you and they see that you are a part of the community. People look at you and they see that you are over the internet, that you are consistently on the internet. People look at you and they see an influence toward the masses, the collective. Okay? People look at you and they see that you have what you want within your goals, hopes, dreams, and wishes. Okay? You may not see yourself that way, but that's the way that other people see you, right? Your identity is going to change. Maybe you're going to be affiliated with different types of groups, clubs, and affiliations. This could look like Saturn working out as communication from those people or the internet, or communication back and forth to where it changes the way that you communicate to yourself and the way that you communicate with other people. There could be a situation where you take leadership over a group of some sort, okay? That you affiliate yourself more inside the group that you think that you belong to, and you hold the power of that group. I don't know if you've noticed, Aquarius, but anytime that you are in a group of people, whether it be friends, whether it be religious, whether it be just over the internet, that you are the person of leadership. And that's the way that God made you. God, source, the universe made you. We're structuring with Saturn in the third house of how to become that leader. So getting your mind right, setting up that communication, right? That people can understand what age that they are. You know what I mean? Pushing you toward a different type of identity of being a person that can express themselves individually within the masses. Okay? So let's move on. I want to look at Gemini, because Gemini rules the third house. Gemini will be activated. Gemini is your fifth. Okay? And this could be Saturn pushing through an identity change of you doing what you love and enjoy. Or this could be that dating life is changing. Or that you're structuring the dating life to a different standard of holding more power within your communication. This could be also you going viral over the internet. This could be that your identity is changing because you're having children or because you're having grandchildren, right? Because children are activated. And when children are activated, they could be having a child or you could be having a child. Okay? This could be, with Gemini activated, that you're structuring how to become a public speaker of leadership. All right. This could also be that situation that I was talking about with the loss of those people or job or whatever. Okay. A loss in general. That plays out to find what you're passionate about. That plays out for you to find a love situation. That plays out for you to find your calling of being one of a public speaker. This could look like you giving a speech at a funeral and you figure out that you're really good at public speaking. This could be that you finding out that you have to structure your dating life, and therefore that dating life gets better. You becoming a leader over communication, you becoming a leader over your mindset, you becoming a leader over the third house, okay? The identity that you hold there within the clubs, groups, and affiliations that are associated with the environment that you grew up in. With aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, neighbors, and siblings, that you hold the power and leadership there. That there could be situations to where you go viral and that you hold the leadership there, right? I'm trying to give you examples of first, third, and fifth house associated with Saturn, and then the signs. There's a passion that's going to come out of you no matter what happens. If this is a situation to where it's the love life change, okay, that your identity is changing because of a love life, that you could be getting married, or, you know, the other way around, that there's infidelity that comes out of a love situation and it's found out. Because fifth house can be infidelity. That you're going to gather all the necessary components of communication and you're going to hold the power associated with that event that's happening. Okay, I'm letting you know this because you're capable of this. No matter what, no matter what the situation, you know, is happening, that you're being called to take authority, take the initiative. So if there is a situation of things going sour with the love situation, you will take initiative and authority. This could also be a moving that happens. And this could be because of a job, okay, that you're moving back to the environment you grew up in, or you're moving back to a community that you had been affiliated with before. And I say that because Aquarius deals with community or the community that you want to reside in. But the third house deals with the community that you grew up in, the environment you grew up in. Aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, and siblings could have something to be affiliated with that, right? If this is dealing with a vehicle, you're going to get a vehicle for work that doesn't break down anymore, right? This is going to be a structured vehicle with Saturn activated. It could be red, okay? I do recommend any vehicles that are purchased that they are of Aries. So they look like either something that is really fast, or something that is red, or something that is orange, okay? I'm trying to think of anything else. Something that is like, it looks like an armored vehicle, right? To where it's really tough and can outstand anything. And I say that only because one time I was listening to another Astrology horoscope from another person, and they were talking about the colors that are associated with vehicles are located in your third house and the way that they should be structured, right? And I have Scorpio in my third house, and I had gotten a Scorpio color, which is really dark. Could be black, could be just a dark color. And ever since I had any vehicles that were that color, I've never had problems with them. You know, I never had to fix them, or, you know, they lasted a very long time. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you're looking for a new vehicle, laptop, gadget, what have you, have them of an Aries color or an Aries structure, like a warrior, or looks like you are very confident, or looks like the color of an Aries, such as red or orange, right? Because it's ruled by Mars. Okay. Anyway, so I'm looking to see if there's anything else I wanted to tell you. Oh, I want to show you that the 10th house will be activated because of Saturn. Saturn is the ruler over Capricorn. So we're looking at the Capricorn house, 10th house. And we're also going to look at Capricorn itself, okay? And that's in your 12th. Both of these houses are activated when Saturn is either pushing lessons or Saturn is trying to affiliate that structure and authority. Okay, so I'm going to give you the definition of the 10th. This is where your role in life is. This is where your job is. This is where your legacy lies. Okay, this is your father, your father's health and wealth, or a person of admiration is here. And there could be, like I said, loss of a father or father figure, or the person in your family that holds the pants, right? That wears the pants in your family. There could be a loss because Scorpio is loss. Scorpio and 12th house is loss. Death is Scorpio, death and rebirth, or 12th house is loss in general, loss and grief. Okay, just to let you know. But with the 10th house being in Scorpio, Scorpio is transformation, other people's resources. It deals with government situations, taxes. It deals with that very deep bonding sex. It deals with inheritance, long-term finances, taboo topics, such as astrology and tarot and esoteric knowledge. It deals with mortgages, loans. It deals with crisis, soulmates merging together, divorces. Okay, there's a lot of things that come out of Scorpio. Fears come out of Scorpio. Okay, so like I said before, if Saturn brings up fears, this could be a fear of, what legacy should I leave behind? Am I going to lose my job? This could be a fear of something happening to your father or a father figure, or one that wears the pants in your family. This could be a fear that the taxes that you hold in regards to jobs, in regards to what have you, is coming back to bite you, right? It could be a fear of that investment that you made not making it. Okay, transformation, death, and rebirth is Scorpio also. So there's going to be a constant transformation of maybe a professional life, maybe that there's this huge transformation that happens within your life that you'll never forget of your professional life. That it could be pushing you to play the role of a person of taboo, a person of finances, a person of investments, a person that deals with death, right? A person that's governing over like funerals and wakes, okay? This could be Scorpio playing out that you are a person that deals with divorces in a professional setting. or helping others meet their soulmate, or this could be a person that deals with, like Kundalini and things of that nature, right? To where it's that transformation of people, but you make it your professional life. That could be something. But with this situation, with the 10th house in Scorpio activated with Saturn, we're going to take this and we're going to implement it in the 3rd. You're going to be one that can communicate. You're going to be one that can do public speaking. You're going to be one that can implement that change that's needed no matter what you fear. Okay? And now know that the 12th house is also transformation. And there's going to be a transformation of power that happens. There is going to be some type of awakening, enlightenment, divine intervention that comes in to help you push forward with the path that's needed. You're going to see things in a different way. You're going to see things of a progressed structure. You're going to see things that is needed to be implemented within your life. Okay? This could look like that meditation, NLP. I don't know if you're associated with NLP. I do it sometimes. It's like a visual activation. That's what I'm going to call it. But what it really is like a neurological progression that happens in meditation. I'm trying to remember the exact definition, but you'll have to look it up. It's called NLP. But what it does, it changes that association of story that you have within your world against whatever event that has happened. And this could be one that has happened with your power. This could be one that has happened with the person that wears the pants in the family. Okay, this could be associated with a father. That healing, that having that enlightenment, having that awakening is going to push you forward. That mindset change that is happening with Saturn in the 3rd house is going to push you forward with the power that is needed for you to govern over yourself and associate yourself with the right people and associate with yourself with the right path. Okay? This is going to be a very transformative time for you to understand that you have that capability of doing it for yourself and doing it for other people. You hold the power in Scorpio. That is a very intense, intense house, intense sign to where you hold that power within your legacy, within your role that you play in life, and within your professional life. But you need to understand that you're capable of this, that the divine God source, the universe, has placed this intricately in your chart with Saturn activation of you're going to learn the lessons that are needed for you to understand your power. Does that make any sense? I have Saturn in Scorpio in my chart natally. Okay. And it's in the 3rd house. All right. And this is going to be kind of the same, but you're going to have to figure out how to rise above the psychosis, how to rise above the depression, how to rise above the oppression of power, how to rise above situations that happen with family, aunts, uncles, cousins, relatives, nieces, nephews, even neighbors and siblings, okay? How to rise above that and come out of it with the power as a different type of individual, okay? Now, this is going to be some type of deep awakening that happens for you for you to come out with a new identity. Whichever way it plays out, because it can play out in many different ways. There could be a loss. There could be a healing of a grief situation. It could be that you wake up one day and you actually see a past loved one sitting in a chair near you. Okay? Mediumship can come out of this. All right? You're not going crazy. You're being gifted. All right? You're having a transformation. You're having an awakening. You're having an enlightenment of the gifts that are just balled up inside of you. And when something activates in your physical, it activates internally of those gifts coming out. I hope you understand this. Right? Because it has happened to me so many times of, I started becoming a medium. I started becoming a reader, intuitive gifts, right? Intuitive, clairvoyance, all the clairs, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentience, all the clairs, to where you hear, you smell, you can see visions, right? Having dreams, having astro travel, that can happen. So many things can happen with this, but I don't know you in particularly, and if you want to leave a comment, let others know what you have been seeing or doing or what you've been going through, that would help. But you are going to get some type of gift out of this from the divine, and you're going to see how to use it and how to push forward with that power within you. We go through situations that can help us heal the masses. Your identity is within the masses. Okay, first house being Aquarius, that you're going to share what you're doing. You're going to share how you're healing. You're going to share certain situations, and there could be a person that comes in to implement their type of structure of how they did it. That can help you. Okay. This could be that there's something that transforms out of the fifth house. That a love situation, when you get in love with somebody and you have them in your aura, in your space, they have an interaction with your chart in synastry. Okay. I use Astro Matrix. It has a synastry chart on it, and you can figure out where they're highlighting and activating. My husband is a Capricorn rising. He has 12th house stellium. 12th house is ruled by Pisces. I am a Pisces. My sun is in the 7th. So when I get into a relationship with someone that has a stellium in the 12th house, he activated my enlightenment. He activated my awakening. He activated my mediumship. Does that make any sense to you? So wherever they have certain planets, it can activate you as the individual and push you into a different path. Never in my life did I think that I would be teaching or talking about astrology. Never in my life did I think that I would be doing mediums, right? Or tarot. When we met, when me and my husband met, I was a full-on Christian. That's what I grew up with. I had no idea about astrology. I had no idea that my astrology says that I would have a different belief than my parents. Right? Oh my goodness. Just to let you know, people can activate certain things within your chart, is whether or not you want that in your life. you know. I mean, there were times where I thought I should reject this, you know what I mean, because of the belief system that I had before. But there is going to be a major transformation in your world, in your identity of who you are, how you are passionate, how you are confident, and it's going to bring you out as the phoenix. The phoenix can be looked upon as Aries, or it can be looked upon as Scorpio. The phoenix rising from the ashes, death to rebirth, right? A completely different person. So I want to prepare you for this. I want you to take it slow as much as you can. I know that's hard to hear, being an Aquarius, you know, because you guys are like lightning. But this is a lightning situation, tower moment that is happening for your good, right? Okay, thank you, Aquarius, for being here. Please like, share, and remember to comment. Let others know that are an Aquarius of how this is working out for you. And I'll see you next time. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. I wanted to go over a little healing technique that I found on Tony Robbins. So if you've been going through situations to where you feel like you are in a loss of control, or you feel like you have no answers to the situation that you're in, I wanted to share this technique with you. This is something that I used whenever things seem to be in upheaval. Okay, so bear with me because this is my first time doing this sort of thing. Okay, so first, get in a comfortable spot where there is no noise as much as you can. Okay, if you have to go outside, get in your car, or go into the bathroom and shut the door, you know, just taking time out to use this technique, okay? All right, so imagine yourself sitting on a sofa with a television in front of you that is playing your situation that you're going through right now. I want you to change the picture on the screen that you're watching to black and white. Now I want you to make that video of your situation to play backwards. Now play it forwards. Understand that you have complete control over the picture on the screen. Now I want you to see yourself watching this television from behind the sofa. You're watching yourself watch the situation on the television. As you see yourself watching the television, ask yourself, what should I do about this? And then imagine yourself turning back to you. And you should have the answer coming to yourself. This healing technique is, again, from Tony Robbins. The person you see on the sofa is your inner child, or some call it your inner being. You will always be able to rely on yourself to have the answer to the situation that you're going through. Okay? I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.